If COVID never happened, what all world have you done in on past 4 months? My wife and I are opera singers. This year was our big breakout year. A good number of contracts with very reputable opera houses that would take us to the next level. We were gonna buy a house. All of our contracts for the next 18 were cancelled, and we won't be singing anytime soon, since most companies have closed. We've shifted careers at this point, or at least are trying to. I was scheduled to start my 6-week residential PTSD program in May. It is now closed indefinitely. Lost my father late April. I imagine I'd still be able to speak with him now if no virus. I would have spent my 6 months exploring Mexico during my gap year, actually exploring Mexico rather than every corner of my apartment in Mexico. About the same thing, except I would have had my mom to joke around with. Now I joke to myself while her urn sits on a shelf in the living room corner. I would have gotten to go through my senior year of high school with her being there by my side in a literal sense. I would have no money at all, but no amount of money Social Security can give me will ever be worth losing my mom at 17. I feel awful about those who are younger than me that are going through the same situation as me. I would have gotten my tooth surgery done and over with. I beat cancer last year. This was supposed to be my FCK cancer travel year before going back to work. In April I was taking my dad to Iceland with me for a nerd convention. After that, I was going to take our 4x4 truck and spend 3 or more on the road, visiting national parks, museums, sightseeing, camping. I just some West Coast in Feb to mid-March. I've stayed home since mid-March. Obligatory award edit. Holy beans, my first silver. Thank you, kind sir ma'am. Obligatory award edit 2. I just woke up and a kind stranger sent this lurker a gold. You too, sir ma'am, are too kind. I would have hopefully passed my driving test. I failed it in March and weeks later COVID hit the UK. Haven't driven since. I'm not even sure I remember how to drive. Quite honestly nothing. I'd still be working and saving all the money I can. I guess if there was one thing that would have changed, is that my small business wouldn't have been said to shut down. But come Monday I'm back open. The only difference is that we played D&D over Roll20 Discord instead of in-person edit. A lot of people are asking how to find a group and the answers from other users keep getting buried. So here you go. Roll20 apparently has a group finding function and a lot of people suggest RLFG. Hope this helps. Was supposed to go to Burning Cat. Using the vacation for my dad's funeral instead. I hate 2020. I would have had to work only 40 hours a week instead of the 70 that I have. The stupid clients assume that, since people are at home and under the fear of losing their jobs, we can overwork them to insanity. Honestly, about the same thing edit. I feel accomplished, thanks. I would have taken a kick-ass trip to Japan, which would have been way outside of my budget. Would have gone to a taping of American Ninja Warrior, gone ziplining in Indiana, traveled to Iceland. Gotten married as planned. I would have got married today. I was supposed to go to Paris and Amsterdam in mid-March, that got cancelled. I took Sketch 101 and 201 at UCB in fall and winter. I probably would have signed up for 301. A few of my friends' birthdays have passed. We probably would have done day trips or gone away for the weekend for those. Oh, and I would have been working this whole time instead of collecting unemployment. I would have some of the vision that I lost because I spent months trying to find an ophthalmologist that would see me after I started going blind. That would be cool. But now I get to learn some interesting new skills like find a new career that can be done when legally blind. And don't walk into things that you can't see. It's an adventure. Edit. Thanks everyone for all of the replies and internet points. It's been the highlight of my weekend being able to share and get such positive feedback. I needed that pick me up. I would have gotten a full-time job at my internship after graduating, but they lost too much money during COVID to justify hiring me. Edit. Jesus Christmas. This comment did well. Thanks to everyone for sharing your stories. I got a job after graduating, but not everyone is as lucky. I moved to New York City in February, a few weeks before the lockdown started. I had a whole binder of things I wanted to see and do and a job I was excited about. But I got laid off as soon as things got started and everything I wanted to do became impossible, and some of it is probably never coming back. I would have been taking the train to every station, catching impromptu shows, hunting down the best open mix, trying to pin down the best pizza and burger, putting together a D&D group, and traveling to other parts of the northeastern US that I've always wanted to see. I had big plans for this year and am so heartbroken that all I've experienced is an endless chorus of sirens. I would have hugged my mum every day instead of not hugging her for 4 months. Before COVID hit, I accepted a job across the country being a rock climbing instructor for a Boy Scout camp. I put in my notice, moved in with my BF's family for the few weeks leading up to moving to the camp. Everything fell through. Lost the old job and the new one never started. Moved out of the house I was renting. Drained my savings in the move and subsequent months. Now I've started courses online, realized I love tech and fixing tech. Lost 20 pounds and my BF and I are planning to start living on the road full-time RV life. Life has never gone the way I planned. Not once, but I'm kind of happy with what I'm aiming for now. I had a big ol' lump of cash put aside for a cross-country USA trip via Fiji. Was gonna plan on visiting my family in the UK before heading back to Oz when I was done too. This is totally off now, but on the plus side, that chunk of money is also why I'm able to get through all this mayhem. It's particularly fortuitous as my industry kitchen work is taking quite the hammering at the moment. Would have kept my job, gotten a raise, a sizable bonus, moved out of my parents' house, and ultimately taken my plunge into independence. Edit, to whichever kind soul gave me platinum. Thank you, it's my first ever award. Now how can I spend this on weed?